How does Islam help us understand what life is? Islam tells us life is but one stage in our soul's eternal state of existence. Islam also tells us that this stage is not a fantasy. Life is real. You will be held accountable for actions within it. He, her, the causative force, God, or in this case, Allah. Christians hold to the idea that life is significant and as such must be lived immersed in total unconditional love. Jesus said, "Greater love hath no man than this, than one that would lay down his life for his friends." There's no greater love. Unconditional love. They go on to say that you must go through life living with utter integrity. What does this have to do with Islamic beliefs? If justice will not be denied, then having to face the repercussions of one's actions will just be a natural occurrence that goes along with existence. And I would add that in Buddhism and Hinduism, the karmic law applies to this. Going on. Trust is based upon truth. Truth is based upon integrity. The more integrity one has, the closer one comes to the description of utter integrity. Therefore, to live a life of utter integrity, one must commit oneself to life of truth, embraced in love. But why would this be so? People being distrustful of others generates an environment filled with suspicion. Actions such as physical abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, lying, generating rumors, breaking confidences, dishonesty, subjugation, using others for personal gain, murder, rape, assault, all generate an atmosphere of distrust. Suffering is generated. Suffering is not only generated by actions, but intentionally generated by such actions. Motive and intent make a lot of difference to God and humanity. Being intentionally inflicted with pain by one's fellow soul generates a different kind of pain than that generated by natural causes. Intentionally generated pain strikes to the very depths of one's being. Intentionally generated pain strikes to the heart. And in the case of Christ, the hands, the wrists, the nails through the feet or the ankles, heart of the soul itself. For this type of suffering is generated by one soul against another. This type of pain is generated by the breaking of trust between fellow souls, brothers, sisters, pieces of the causative force. What does Islam have to say about all this? Justice will not be denied. Islam says that life is but one phase in existence, for the existence of the soul is eternal, eternal life, never forgetting, forever emphasizing with the impact of one's actions, eternity, forever being aware. No wonder Islamic believers place so much emphasis upon understanding the concept that justice, and in the case of Buddhism and Hinduism, karma, will not be denied. And in the case of Christianity, we reap what we sow. No wonder Christians place so much emphasis on loving one another. No wonder Buddhists place so much emphasis upon working to eliminate suffering. justice, karma, will not be denied. An end comment before the next section. I would say that there's a positive and negative in everything, including religion and spirituality. That has to be weighed in the balance, justice in that sense. So, fundamentalist religious extremism, such as intentionally causing the suffering by murdering someone, or forced marriages and forced conversions by the point of a sword or the edge of a rifle barrel, will never end the karmic cycle of suffering. So, with the positive aspect in a panentheistic metaphysic, Islam has much to teach humanity. It always has. But there's a shadow side to everything, and in realizing that, we need to take that into account as well as we go further into the concept of variations on panentheism and or process theology and philosophy, and how that might work to allow an integration, an integral approach to the religions, and a cooperative mentality instead of a murderous and competitive religions filled with strife, because that's not what they were made to be. So the positive aspect is always there, and this is what these posts are about.